I am not gonna be that unfair, but we are getting right into it. We are here for our best of 5, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, teachers and students, gamers and boomers, whatever. We are here. We are right
Game
now
5, Silver
in
Scrapes.
game 5. We are. I am feeling it
How
today.
are we gonna get a Yasuo ban? We get straight off the bat. They don't even waiting. They're just like, look, is bye. It seems to be a problem, and it seemed to work out for them last time. Ban out there, so it ends up getting the Rek'Sai ban from Botany. Then what are we gonna be looking at next? They didn't
Oh
seem to
man,
care too much about the Shin. I think yeah, their comp last game seemed pretty good actually. They
this
seemed
best
to
of 5
do
is
well.
going to be probably the most competitive game in this league. Valorant might
Yumi.
be just as competitive. We don't know. It's another best of 5 between two fantastic teams. Valorant is a real mixed bag. What is going to happen today? Yumi's getting banned out along with Ezreal, along with Camille and Rek'Sai.
Yeah, what are the Yasuo? Do you think Yasuo's gonna get banned out? Because I wouldn't say necessarily that Shinramen on Yasuo wasn't too much of a problem until the very end. But by that stage, the game was kind of over anyway. And they have banned Yasuo in the past, but it's always been in the 4th and 5th. Here we go. The Yasuo ban does just come out, so they don't want to see that again. Clearly, there was a reason they were banning it out in the previous games. Now we're set onto Macleans to take first pick. They do have Lulu. Lulu is open. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to take it though. Not sure if it went perfectly well for them last time they did. So they might look to pick up something else instead. But there's a couple of open things. There's Ziggs as well. So we're going to see Ziggs coming out for Botany. They do end up picking up Lulu. I'm not sure if that's necessarily their best option. Maybe. It didn't go too well for them last time. Maybe Botany plays into Botany's hands a little bit, but we'll
Perhaps
see.
it could
We'll see.
very well be. It could very well be
They could get a
how
Ziggs,
it
yeah.
unfolds. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, after that pentakill, it's not a surprise that they're banning out the Yasuo. It really isn't.
Morgana?
God Blitz. Okay, there we go. Oh, God Blitz is in.
Morgana.
Can we just mention that God Blitz is a sub?
Oh yeah, they do have a sub. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
who
they've
would that be
subbed in.
subbing in for?
They've subbed in someone, and
Their
I
top
think
laner. No,
yeah.
No, it's not their
No,
top laner. It's
Danny
their
is their top laner.
support. It's their support.
Yes. Oh
It
my
looks
gosh,
like
Bush is no. Oh no, Bush is here. It's what's the support's name again?
Booger.
Booger Jr. That's the one.
Booger.
Booger Jr. Yeah, so Booger Jr. has been subbed out for Godblitz, and I don't know if Godblitz is going to play on that Morgana. Probably not, considering the summoner spells are teleport and flash, so probably the top laner.
Yeah. Yes, I think Morgana and Caitlyn is a terrifying lane to be against bot. It's always been strong. Ever since I can remember playing this game, Morgana, Caitlyn has always been just a strong lane because they have so much range. They land one bind and Caitlyn then pots a trap down underneath you, you basically die. And so a lot of pressure, and they're really pushing that bot lane to they want to win. They want to win in the bot, and they want to snowball from the bot lane, and they managed to pick up that Trundle again, which didn't get banned out this time. And this is looking like a scary team from Botany. It's definitely something that worked for them in the past. And so Maclean's probably little on their toes, but they did get a Nunu. I just realized.
they got a Nunu. Yeah, they finally got that. Can be scary with the snowballs. We've seen Nunu contribute quite a lot to a lot of team fights, but Trundle being back is pretty dangerous. Just because we saw the way Trundle performed in those last games, and generally is quite a scary champion to deal with.
Yeah, I think I would have liked to see a Trundle ban actually coming out from Maclean's, just because the way that they play this Swain bot lane tends to be with a support that is tanky, right? And they've taken this Lulu, and this is what happened the other times. They took the Lulu, and it didn't really work out too well for them. Swain alongside someone that has a lot of CC that can get in, like Rail, lock people in place, pull them in, is really strong. And Lulu Swain, Lulu's strong, but I think that the way that they're going, the type of bot lane that they're trying to play doesn't quite achieve that. And so Botany may actually not be too scared of this currently. They do end up banning.
They're not.
They're banning out all of those top laners. They do not want to see the Lorax get any carries at all. So we're just going to have to see him on someone like Fiora, Tryndamere. You know, what if we see a Tryndamere come out?
Nah, no way. They're not. They're not gonna pull a Tryndamere out. There's no way they're gonna go all in on that. Like this is a
Full
decider
split
game.
push. Yeah, yeah,
There's a,
yeah.
this is a make or break situation. If
Nah,
they go down the Tryndamere route, they're really putting all their eggs in one basket or snowballing or ending it.
mm,
You know.
yeah, I think Nara is a possibility. It doesn't really play into the Lorix's strengths of carry though. Like Nara can be a carry, but he tends to be more of like that super crazy team fight initiator. Yeah, blocks some damage out. So I'm trying to think of some other like potential top. I mean, Gwen. I don't know if I've seen the Lorix play Gwen before, but that
We
could.
haven't seen the Lorax play Gwen, but we've seen Gwen in general. I think one time and it didn't work out very well. Tanky Cow, going with the Senna. Okay.
It's like oh Jax.
I think that's fantastic pickup right now, just because Senna as a champion just got released into Legends of Runeterra, and she is going to be coming out on the 25th. So in 4 days, she will be live for people to play as a card, and she has a very fantastic mechanic. So if you guys are into Legends of Runeterra, yet again another fantastic Riot Games title. Check it out. But Bush locking in that Jax, just insta locking it. They're like, you know what? I can do it. We can do it again. Lorax is going to give it a shot, maybe.
Cassiopeia. Wow.
We did see Cassiopeia get banned last time. We
This
did see get banned in the last game. I don't know why. I'm
It's
not
gonna
sure
be
if
a-
anyone on Botany Balance is particularly good at Cassiopeia. Yet again, of course, High School League is very hard to keep track. It's not like we can keep a notebook on all these teams, just because all these teams are so diverse, and we have to cast like 30 different teams.
So who's going mid? Are we gonna get Swain mid? Are we gonna get Senna mid? Or are we gonna get Lulu mid? Like, there's so many different ways that they could play this comp, and it looks like Shinramen may end up on this Lulu. Um,
Perhaps,
yeah. And hey, speaking of Legends of Runeterra, oh man, I
dude.
played on release. I stopped because I would spend way too long on that game. I love card games, and I decided for the sake of my productivity, I didn't. I just after the beta,
Having said that,
I
guys,
lost
if you guys
all
want a
my
great time
cards.
sink, Legends of Runeterra is a great title.
It's a great game. If you like card games, honestly,
Duel me, duel
honestly,
me. I
it
love
was
making
fantastic.
decks. When the new season comes out on the 25th, I will be streaming I'll be streaming deck building with Veigar and Senna
Oh,
and all the
nice.
new cards. So I will do that, and I love how
Nice.
Legends of Runeterra expands on the League of Legends characters,
You're
and
gonna make me.
they enable so much more lore.
Uh-huh.
So
I love
yeah,
that. I love
so
the lore
yeah,
stuff.
and
You're
I
making
love
me
the
want to
little
play.
animations when they level up. You know, I'm not sure if you know this, but like Legends of Runeterra, they have level up animations, and some of these animations have, you know, like let's say when Veigar levels up, they actually revealed that he has a great overseer Veigar mecha he enters. He's got like a little robot that looks like a big
Yeah, but can you get
big Veigar.
this? Can you get this card in Legends of
Oh,
Runeterra?
we don't talk about those. Okay, that looks
Yeah.
look as far as I'm concerned, that looks like a cheap fake. I don't know where you got that from. All right, there's only three. Look, we all know that all other Blue Eyes White Dragons are fake. Okay, because there are only 3 Blue Eyes left in the world, and Kaiba has all of them. So
True.
you can
True.
keep your fake. You can keep your fake, but games are on the way. Tenki Kao is zooming onto the field, and we have the final match between BDLD versus Prem 1. Why does it say Prem 2? What is happening? Someone fix that.
They've changed to the Prem 2 team all of a sudden, but all the players are exactly the same.
Yeah,
It looks like
right.
we're gonna have a
So
pretty
Prem 1.
base style.
Prem 1 versus BDLD in the national finals. Boys and girls, if there was an audience, I'd be asking you to give it up. But here we are for the 5th game in the 5th series out of a best of 5. We are going all the way. We have gone all the way. We are here now for the National New Zealand High School Esport League by Meta High School Esports, presented by ShadowNet and Victory Up, powered by MSI. I'm plugging all the sponsors right now. And you know what? We are going all the way to the next stage. We are now here with the nice corrected name title, and we are looking at a simple start. No invades.
Yeah.
No
And
invades.
both these teams seem to be on a fairly comfortable chance. I mean, they got the Nunu through for Benji. They've got Swain again on Tankier. Surprisingly, they haven't been banning the Swain out. Clearly, Botany doesn't think that that's the big threat, but yeah, I'm not sure about that. I feel like Swain has been quite a constant pressure in these games, but the game is starting quite slow, and I'm excited to actually see this. Cassiopeia.
Lulu mid,
Yeah,
I think
Lulu
is
mid.
the answer to Cassiopeia here.
Mhm.
Like if you think about it, anyone else might suffer because Swain is not that long range, but
Uh-huh.
Lulu is able to stay out of Cassiopeia's range while harassing her and has enough escapes to be able to dodge the petrifying gaze and any ganks that come along with it. So
going with the Senna as a support as well means that they have another carry potential into that.
oh my gosh, look at that damage! Wow. Pix comes in to do a little bit of sustaining, but it's not enough. Gap's absolutely blasted off, and Dilma T, wow, poisonous.
Taking those the stats of highest DPS in the game to another, proving to you why Cass is to be feared. Manages to land any of the poison, just continuously throw those fangs, and it's super difficult to lane against Cass. And I think Lulu, thankfully, does have a little bit of protection for herself, but I think it's going to be a tough lane, and I really want to be seeing how. I haven't seen Dilma play Cass, at least, not that I'm aware of, so I'm excited. Ooh.
So little bit of aggression underneath the tower as well. They know how to play with that tower aggro. They're gonna pull in, pull out, and then they're gonna just move on and just keep themselves happy. Bush taking a lot of damage though. Caitlyn with the with the hit shots, just coming in real hard right now. Everyone from BDLD is just doing phenomenal. Oh my gosh, that's a big snowball. It knocks her up, but she's under the tower for safety. But you know what? Trundle's here to do a little bit of harassing as well.
Yeah,
it won't last long though.
Them off a little bit, but good amount of damage coming out there onto Dilma. These snowballs, Benji's just on point with them. Goes up to top, goes down, clears some jungle, goes into mid. Yet to go bot with one of those snowballs, but I'm sure eventually Dante's gonna see one of those rolling into his face too.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving forward now, Obsess pushing forward. Tower actually blocks that. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Yeah. Just popped the snowball. It's like, nope, sorry, get out of here. Up top lane, we do see the Jax, of course, playing around with Goblets. Dashes back into the safety of his tower. Jax in one of the few matchups that he has the advantage, just because of his innate build. Snowball coming back in. Does land the jump. Doesn't land the snowball. A little bit too preemptive, but you know what? That snowball is so slow. Perhaps a push through the river, the tri-brush might have been a little more beneficial, but considering it's still warded, it does mean that they did the best they could with what they had.
One thing Dante is definitely going to find easy on Caitlyn is farming. Caitlyn, one of the easier champions to farm is because you can sit back so far. You don't have to really worry. They managed to get a pick. We missed it. My guess is that Danny managed to get a binding. And can I say that, Danny now playing the support role. Worked out. Managed to land something, got a catch. Oh, they're gonna go for the dive. I'm not sure if this is a good idea against the Swain. This could go very terribly for them.
So they sustains a little bit. Danny's gonna go down. Does look like Swain does get taken up, but he got a double kill onto the Caitlyn as well. Fantastic play by the Swain. Tanky Cow holding his own under that turret, and BDLD is not doing enough to collect that. This is gonna enable Swain to just be a little bit more terrifying. He's not at the point where he's obviously unbearable, but bot lane making those kind of mistakes is a huge slip up. This snowball might be a little bit too early, and it's probably going to go off just a little bit. We'll land to a little bit of damage. Yeah, it got a little bit of damage. But that constant harassment from the Nunu is what really matters, because he's just providing that much presence and that much control.
I think though it seems like Godblitz is playing fairly safe. It doesn't seem to be managing to capitalize on any of these full ganks. He's getting a lot of damage out, just trying to make the Lorax, get that farm advantage. And I can actually say that the Lorax is managing to freeze the way fairly well. I've noticed he's waiting to the last second to hit the minions to just really punish Godblitz and stop him from getting any of the CS. Meanwhile, Obsess down here taking this dragon. I mean, as you would if you see Benji top lane all the time. You're like, well, you're giving me a free dragon, sure, and I'm Trundle, I can solo it. Oh, they're coming down.
Taking a little bit of damage. Yeah, the smite saves him a little bit with some health, but he managed to get out of there alive. A lot of rotation from the bot lane as well, try to provide a little bit of cover. They realize that, and they are going to be able to do something about it. Fantastic decision by the team, to be honest.
Oh, is he gonna get the Lorax?
Yes, Lorax will collect that kill.
One thing, Jax, you got to be careful of is, over time his damage just ramps up as he gets those stacks, and particularly if he's hitting minions, you don't really want to be trying to fight him while he's farming. So he's up at 53 farm. He's almost not missed. Mustn't have missed much farm at all. Lost at 55 on Dante, so holding ground. Something's happening up here. We have a teleport.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, they do have a little bit going on. Teleport going up to top lane. Just chilling out. Just trying to, I suppose, bait some time out.
Farm.
Yeah, both teams really can't make too many mistakes here. They have to play as smart as they possibly can. They have to give their absolute A game here. One slip up could mean an entire loss. They have taken it all the way to 5 games, and they cannot throw this away. Simple mistakes like two-man diving this turret and then losing to Tinky Cow is unacceptable. But if 3 men are taking on a fight, they can't win. Like with Nunu rolling in a snowball, that's something they cannot afford. They're trying to fight under this turret, and a lot of damage going to the Benji. They pick up the kill with the headshot, and there we go. Rooted under the tower. Dante takes a whole bunch of damage. He barely survives. Bush trying to keep alive, trying to do a little bit of damage, and will have to use the ability to jump out, but Obsessed goes in with a flash for a nice pickup. Tinky Cow clicks to Caitlyn, but they pick up the Swain in return. He goes down. That was good. I mean, Caitlyn going down at that point, unnecessary. Got a little bit greedy.
Entirely unnecessarily. I think Bush, I feel for Bush there though. Dante lived on such low HP. So ridiculously low HP. Bush was just like, I just need one auto. Just couldn't quite get it. It ended up going down. So that fight could have gone either way. I think had Bush managed to get the kill and got that last hit, or the turret got it, whatever, on Dante, then they might have survived because it would have completely changed the way that the end played out. And so I think the dive wasn't too bad. Nunu was in the right place, the right time, there to defend his team. And that's one thing about Swain with the Senna, is it's a little easier to dive them. You know, they don't have the Alistair or the Rel to be able to just knock you up or pull you in and hard CC you. You just got Senna, who is pretty squishy in her own right.
Absolutely. And we saw some good positioning there. Nunu looked like he came in, but wow, as soon as he came in and he threw the snowball out, it was like he got CC'd, he got snared, he got stunned, and he just got absolutely deleted. Yeah, he got headshot, and he got this. Boop.
Yeah, that was
really, really painful to see. Unfortunately, these DCs, of course, mean that they lose a lot of momentum as they progress through these games as well. They are rolling through these matches, and they are losing the speed in which they are carrying themselves. Other than, I don't know what else to say other than momentum. You know.
Yeah.
They're actually losing it. They're on this roll, and then it's being broken up. Unfortunately, we had a DC from the Maclean side, and we're just getting that corrected now. So should see that come through in a matter of minutes, and the players should reconnect, no problem. But it also could be just generally because everyone now is in lockdown in Auckland, and so then all the servers and all the services are being used more than before.
We're doing, I think granted what's going on and how short notice we sort of had with this lockdown, everything seems to be going fairly okay. A little bit choppy here and there, but you know,
overall
we can.
Overall,
it's getting very dark in my room here, because the sun's starting. I didn't expect it to be so. Just to go to game 5. Maybe I can get some light on here.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's good.
Slow down.
Just kiss the camera while you're at it. How about that?
I'll get there. Okay, it's a little better. There we go. Yeah. So it's exciting. I mean, game 5. I honestly couldn't say who's gonna win. I think it's just so back and forth. I think I really like Obsess's goal here, which was to just get the dragon, focus this bot lane, can dive too, and this is something that putting the what are you doing?
I'm trying to show off the MSI logo, but it's like the light's too bleached to show that.
Yeah, look. This.
Oh yes, I have my dragon here somewhere.
You're lucky.
Hey, keep talking.
There's Obsess is playing this really well. I think diving the Swain alongside a support that isn't so tanky is a lot easier to dive. They're not gonna be punished so often for it, which is why I'm quite surprised that they actually went with the center. It does give them another, I guess, carry alternative into the late game, but it's a little different to what they're used to. Maybe it's like a pocket pick that we hadn't seen yet. But so far things seem to be going pretty normally. I mean, top lane, the Lorik's getting ahead, but not too far ahead. Hasn't managed to get any big kills yet, so at least not that I believe. So We'll see where
Yeah.
that goes. They're gonna have to focus onto that Rift Herald, try and get those early towers. Maybe I kind of want to see a Jax roam. I think that this Cassiopeia here on Shin Ramen might actually be a game changer too, because Shin Ramen is managing to just like solo lane extremely well. Has got a kill here, and we're looking at Benji taking this Rift. Yes, trying to solo the Rift out while the Lorix just.
Yeah, Nunu can do it if anything. If
keeps
any
Godblitz
champion
out.
can solo Rift Herald, it's probably Nunu. Having said that, thank you guys for bearing with us as we go through some technical difficulties on the player side. One member from Macleans did disconnect, and we are now back to the game. So obviously this is where we want to be. And now we are seeing, yet again, another contested match between BDLD and Prem. What? Macleans.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Macleans. Macleans. Macleans.
We have Shin Ramen's putting a little bit of pressure. Benji does manage to pick up that Rift Herald. Get a little bit of
Okay, so it does look like, okay, Dilmati taking a little bit of damage, but as a Cassiopeia, she disses out so much.
They're leeching there as well.
Oh my gosh.
Has that little bit of lifesteal.
Yeah, I mean, Lulu does dish out a little bit of aggression, but when Cassiopeia wants to go in, she will go in. You cannot stop that snake. She is devastating. A snowball up top, right onto the Ornn, does mean that he gets that slow, doesn't get knocked up this time, but under the safety of the tower, we'll be able to brush it off and continue farming it up and trying to catch up. Bush as well, down bot lane along with Tenki Cow will be hanging around, and they're trying to play this out as best as they can. Will they be able to carry out a strategy robust enough
and Dante
to bring them back into this game?
3 assists. So there's been quite a lot of action in that bot lane, and Dante's picked up a fair bit of gold from it. I'm actually a little worried that Benji's putting too much pressure on this top.
Wow, Bush taking a whole bunch of damage. Dante could land a nice little headshot onto him just real quick, but with the snowball here just to back them up, the Yeti friend that we have throwing his disco ball might be able to create a little pressure. So snowball will go. Disco ball will go out quite wide. Tenki Cow going to go back in with a little bit of help with the Shin Ramen. But here we go in the back line. We've got Trundle harassing the supports, and Tenki Cow left all alone to fight his teammates all by himself. That's one big crow. But as the Burb now flashes back into the enemy carry, and he gets snared up with the root, and oh my gosh, he gets baited out. Not only does he get caught by the cupcake, he also gets taken out by the enemy team. And there we go, one more kill going on to BDLD, pushing on and now focusing on perhaps onto a sneaky little objective. All rotating now, and the dragon, now freshly spawned, will be there.
This means we're going to get an Infernal or Ocean Soul as well, which are both extremely strong, arguably the two best possible souls you can get. It's going to be an Ocean one, and yeah, that was a little greedy there by Tenki, but he got a little heal baited. Dante had heal. I think without it, potentially would have gone down. Yeah, right now, this is in Botany's hands, and they just need to keep hold of it and not drop the ball, because they drop the ball, right? All it takes is a small turnaround, and the scaling starts happening on the side of Macleans Prem 1.
Yeah, absolutely. And man, what can we say other than this match is superstar studded, and just so impressive.
Look at this gold difference here on that Cassiopeia.
Huge gold
1,000 gold ahead of 1,000 gold ahead of Shin Ramen. Dilma here on I'm pretty sure I got them mixed up.
I mean, I'm sure they had their reasons for putting that Lulu in the mid lane, but it's really not working out. Having said that, all is not lost, considering that the Lulu still has utility outside being a mid laner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you look at Godblitz on Ornn. The thing with Ornn, it's sort of similar to Malphite in the sense that you're very useful still in a team fight, regardless of how behind you are. And you can also upgrade your teammates' items. And so being on 33 farm, like obviously this is what happens when Benji just focuses top, really denies him as much farm as possible. The problem is on an Ornn, it's not as important on an Ornn as it is on potentially like carry top laners. And so Ornn's just happy just to sit back, he'll upgrade his team's items, when it comes to a team fight, he'll still pull off a giant ult and just be that tank that their team needs. And as long as Jax isn't getting kills on him, then he's denying him a lot of gold. And so See here again, Nunu going towards that top lane. This time, Obsess is actually just around the corner.
Yeah, he's gonna retreat back in there with the snowball. Does look like he will get slowed, knocked back, and picked up by Obsess quite easily as well, considering that the Cassiopeia is melting bases right now with the Riftmaker.
Oh, and we get Macleans
and down bot as well. Danny taking a lot of damage, does get CC'd up, and probably will go down to the tanky count. No, oh my gosh! Oh, barely misses up. Barely makes it out alive, and there we go.
Turns around. Wow, that.
Oh no, he dies. He dies to the bird. He dies to the bird.
What was the burn from? Oh, from the Leandries?
Yeah, from the Leandries.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Oh, that would have been just like 1 HP difference. That Leandries does not burn too much. Was it? Oh my gosh, that was.
I cannot believe it. That's phenomenal. This is why itemization matters, guys. This is why itemization matters.
He'll be very glad there that he managed to pick the kill up. It's a bit of gold in his pocket. They didn't quite manage to get that tower, but it does trade out for what happened top lane. And now the gold is only 1,000 behind. In fact, yeah, 1,000 behind for Macleans. Botany still have control, but it's slowly being taken from them potentially. But Macleans have the power to rip it out of their hands. Oh, and the Lord's just gonna go straight in. He knows now. He's got his Divine Sundra. He doesn't have to wait. He can just start jumping on God Blitz. He doesn't need Nunu's help anymore. And now, hopefully, we'll be able to see Benji putting some pressure on outside the map, maybe contesting some dragons. I want to see him ganking Dilma. Look at this. Oh no.
No, he gets melted. Yep, under his own tower. He cannot stand it. Tanky Cow pulls in Dante under his tower. But it does look like they pop the ultimates and everything's going down. Does look like Danny actually roots them and holds them off. Dante has to pull back a little bit. Does have to play quite long, but he's a Caitlyn. That's okay. Wow, that was massive. Danny actually goes down, gets absolutely melted. A lot of damage going to the bush, but it won't be enough. Dante has to play it safe. He does have Dilma T to back him up. Does have a little bit of assistance with the rest of his team there, but considering that Trundle is hanging around and oh my gosh, just goes down. Senna picks that one up for herself, and there we go. BDLD are now on the back foot, pulling back yet again.
Yeah, Obsess trying a little too hard there to make something out of that. I think he was trying to get back a kill after what just happened, and unfortunately he ended up going down as well, and now the gold has just flipped, and it's basically even with Macleans. That play bot was huge, you know, getting that because not only are you putting gold on your team, you're also denying Dante gold from farm, you're denying Dante experience from minions, and so it's huge. It's really, really big, and they're just slowing down that snowball, I guess, that Dante really wants here. But it looks like right now their biggest threat is definitely Dilma on this Cassiopeia, and I think Benji's probably going to want to try at least send something there. Maybe even the bot lane. Yeah, here we go. Heading towards that mid lane.
Oh my gosh.
There's a flash. We did force the flash out of Cassiopeia. Just caught that.
And they pull back a little bit. There we go.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Smell immune. Danny does pull back a little bit. Does burn a little bit on the enemy team. They use whatever utility they have to their advantage, but they're deciding where they should engage in this team fight or not. A blue buff going on to BDLD does mean that Cassiopeia is going to be very, 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 very scary. The dragon is up. Team fights might be contested. And there we go. A lot of abilities. The ram is coming in. Does get knocked back into 2 members of the enemy team. Tanky Cow pumps the ultimate and pumps the Zhonya's. A lot of members are going down for the red team, and BDLD are absolutely getting melted. 2 members from the red team going down. 3 members from the red team going down. And Prem 1 are cleaning up shop. God Blitz is the only member left on that team, and he has to pull back. That dragon's going down to them, and that is the Mountain Drake in addition to a lot of advantage. An Ocean Drake going down to Prem 1. Very beneficial for that team considering they've got a lot of. Oh my gosh!
Oh, he finds him.
Lorax finds the ace, gets greedy, pays off, and he's gonna pull back for another day. And wow, what can I say?
I have to say, watching that team fight too, the Lorax just jumped in and just started annihilating people. And I think that was something that clearly was their plan, right? Benji put so much focus into the Lorax in the early game, and then he's just been farming, and now he finally comes down into a team fight, and I think they just weren't expecting how much damage he was going to put out. He was fully stacked into that team fight and just shredded them completely, and they managed to pick up that dragon, taking away this soul point from Botany, and now giving them some breathing room, and now actually throwing themselves ahead by almost 4,000 gold.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we are here now in probably the most interesting part of the game.
This is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Prem 1 are in such a position where I honestly think that last team fight engage was beautiful. They not only poked them properly, they worked off the knock-up, and Swain's ultimate into Zonya's was perfectly placed.
It was
and his team played it so well that they didn't push past it. They enabled it so that it was still at the forefront, and they still played behind that zone. And if BDLD had to engage on them, they would have to walk through this, the Swain ultimate.
Yeah, the key thing is, I think that was just a stopwatch, and so he's gone back, he's picked up his Zonya, so they could actually do the same thing, and he could do the exact same thing straight away without the cooldown on that stopwatch, because he's just upgraded it. So that's often something that takes people off guard, is how quick your cooldown is off if you upgraded your stopwatch into that Zonya's between fights. So they could actually look for a fight again here. It looks
and
like
that's why itemization matters, guys.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important. But here we go, yet again in the mid lane. Might just push for this mid lane tier 1 turret. And as they push, oh my gosh, look at that damage going onto Danny. Polymorph and getting out of there. Fantastic.
That polymorph is so good for disengage. Polymorph and Whimsy just...
Yeah, it turns a scary tiger into a little kitty, right? Yeah, essentially. But hey.
No, it's definitely going to come down to these team fights, and I'm scared of Maclean's team fighting. I think Botany are going to have to get more of a pick with this Trundle, pillar, maybe catch someone out with and then Morgana binding. But Maclean's summoning the Rift Herald. Where is that? In the bot lane. It's going to help get Jax to push in. Yep. Goblet's going down there.
Oh no, Obsess has to flash over the ridge into safety, back into the cradles of his teammates. Has to pull back, not sure where he's going to be. Lorax, however, going to be bullying this Goblets down bot lane, and he doesn't care. He's going to chase him all the way back to his tier 2 turret. But the rest of the blue and the red team are engaging. Swain, Tanky Cow, versing Obsess with his teammates on his back, are pushing up. They disengaged that just in time, but Jax at the bottom lane does pick up Goblets all alone. That means it's a 4v5 right now for BDLD, and they are pushing 2 lanes at once. The amount of pressure in between is crazy. Dade trying to pick up Bush, does collect that kill. Bustin'. There we go, a triple knockup for the Nunu. Alright, onto the enemy team for BDLD. Does look like Obsess is taking a whole lot of damage. Gets rooted, pulls back into the enemy team, and they lose a turret at the same time. What are they trading for this? They're losing an inhibitor for this because they have Rift Herald along with the Lorax. They're losing their base. It is going down. Only Godblitz can save them right now, but Benji is getting absolutely melted because Dante's pushing up. BDLD have other options. They've got other priorities. They're pushing into this mid lane and they want to take this turret. They're giving everything up for this. They gave up an inhibitor turret. They gave up Goblets. And if they don't leave with this, it'll be a damn shame. Because Dilbati's between 2 turrets. He will pick up the 1 kill with the poison. Shin Ramen goes down. And they will pick up that turret in mid lane tier 1. Finally making it even for themselves. Picking their first turret of the game as well.
Wow,
and perhaps...
What's this Baron?
No way. They're going for a Baron right now.
The damage coming out here. We also have Cassiopeia having one of the highest DPSs in the game. Can take down Baron extremely quickly. She didn't buy Leandri's though. She did end up getting a Riftmaker, so... That's actually going to limit the damage a little bit onto the Baron, but they're
doing a lot of damage. They might be able to pick it up just in time, but Obsess is dropping super low. Red team slays the Baron Nashor. Lorax is in between 3 members of their team, but he's getting melted. Dante can't do too much. His team is feeling for him. They got the buffs. They have the positioning. They have the rights. They have the power, and they are taking us all the way. Lorax has melted 1,000 gold to the Goblets, and now it's time for them to regroup, and execute this team fight because it is about to go down, boys and girls. BDLD are taking this and flip the table. They are now 40k up, 2k in front of Prem 1, and they are taking this game by the reins. They're not stopping there. They're going for the Dragon. Penta, they're going to take this out. Do you think Prem 1 has a chance at this point? Do you think they have a chance? Be honest. Be honest.
Yes. I think they definitely have a chance. I mean, the way that this played out, Lorax was bot lane with that Rift Herald, and honestly, I was thinking, okay, Botany, what they're doing is actually fine. If they just see that see that the Lorax is there. Maybe they force a fight in mid. Maybe they can win without the Lorax. They can take some towers and then maybe force Baron. The problem was, I was like, if they don't do anything about the Rift Herald, he's going to get the inhibitor. He did get the inhibitor, but they just played it. It worked out perfectly. They did exactly. They went to the Baron. They managed to take it so quickly with that Cassiopeia damage, and now it just completely turned the tables. And I don't think Macleans were ready for that at all. They think, oh, look at this, we just got an inhibitor like at 20 minutes. What are they going to do?
What are they going to do with this Penta? They've got the Baron. They don't have much time left with it. Can they capitalize? Because
I think the Lorax needs to group with his team.
The Lorax might just split push. Nunu's not there either, but the rest of BDLD are pushing for tier 2 mid. They're right there and they're gonna go right for it. They've got the Baron. What are you doing, Lorax? You either have a crazy plan or you think they're so disorganized they're gonna come back for you.
They're gonna give us inhibitor.
He has teleport. He might be able to come back. If he could TP in, he's going for that tier 2 turn. They're not too fussed about it, but you know what? Lorax is something else. They don't have their top laner. They're gonna go for this turn. Swain's in the middle lane. He's got his ultimate pop. And there we go. Wow! BDLD are melting! They're getting absolutely destroyed right now. Taking Cow picks up a nice kill, but 2 kills right to BDLD. Right onto the bush, get taken down. No. So does the... Bush doesn't get taken down, but Shinramen does. And there we go. The inhibitor turn goes down along with it. And so does everything else. The Lorax comes back, but it's a little bit too late. They lose not only their inhibitor turn and their base turn, they also lose 3 members of their team.
So the Lorax tried to TP to the tower, and the tower went down before he made it in. And so that entirely changed that fight. Because had the Lorax managed to get in, had he teleported to a minion, had he teleported to anything except for the tower, I think he would have had full stacks because from the top lane. And that would have changed.
Teleported to the ward in the brush right behind him. He could have teleported to the ward in the brush right behind him, and it would have been
it was a panic.
very different game.
You might have even clicked on the minimap instead, you know, like here. But I think just the timing on that, how different that could have ended had the Lorax actually made it in. And I think that in the end he ended up going back to base, and he could have taken the top tower. So, you know, Botany, well played. You know, they just stuck to their guns and they ended up out pressuring Macleans here, and now Macleans are on the back foot because they did lose middle inhibitor, and they can't just let inhibitors go down like that. They inhibit the minions, you know. Now they're gonna be having to deal with these big giant minions in their mid lane, and
just giant minions in their mid lane. I mean, yes. How are they gonna deal with this? Because this is something that BDLD are doing so well. They don't care about Lorax's split push. They don't care about what he's trying to achieve.
Yeah, it's I think the Lorax, split pushing is good, but when the enemy team has Baron, he does have teleport. He was a little too slow on that TP. I think the TP was fine had it gone to him. He needs
to pick a better spot somewhere further in the backline and do it a little bit earlier.
Very close.
I think as soon as he preempts that the enemy team's coming in, teleport back right behind them.
Yeah.
A little bit of a dance between Death right now. Danny taking a whole bunch of damage. Oh my gosh, pops Zanya's just at the right time. Barely makes it out of there. And there we go. Caitlyn's ultimate goes out there just to put a little bit of face damage right onto the enemy team. Prem 1 have to pull back a little bit, but aren't too worried about it. Lorax now deciding to stay with his team. Has the opportunity to stick it right there and do everything he can in order to keep his team alive, because he no longer can play that split push game. He's done that enough. They have 4 turrets. That's all they can get right now. They have to do more than just apply map pressure. They have to take away the enemy team's carries.
Well, Godblitz just TP'd, so we have the Lorax gonna have his TP up much sooner, and so they're gonna have the TP advantage, which means this next team fight could be very dangerous for Botany if Godblitz isn't there. And the problem is, if the Lorax is split pushing, it's gonna cause some. He's gonna get a tower. You know, there's no really stopping him from that, and he's gonna be able to have TP back for this fight very soon. But Dragon's gonna be spawning, and I can assure you that Macleans do not want Botany having this Ocean Soul.
Yeah, they don't. It's pretty crazy to see. But here we go. We are looking at a pretty interesting matchup between these guys, and oh man, if they manage to pick this up, how do you think it's gonna turn out? Because honestly, I think it's over. I think it's over once they pick this up. It's done.
Yeah, once they pick it up, it just gives them that extra little bit of juice in the team fights.
Prem 1 need this. There we go. We got the spin from Lorax. Will he be able to go in? No, he has to wait it out yet again for the dodge to come back up one more time. There we go. Set is throwing out a couple of abilities. Doesn't exactly do too much, but here we go. A nice root. Will it be enough? The black pool goes down, and there we go. BDLD pick up their 4th dragon. The ram comes in. It lands on the 2 members from Prem 1, and now they're re-engaging into this team fight. 1 member's gone down, and get the Caitlyn. All your ADCs are going down. Their support's going down. Will Prem 1 be able to survive through this? And oh my gosh, yes, they will! They're taking out BDLD! One more member goes down! It's the only one left, he can't do anything about it! Oh my gosh! 3 members left on Prem 1, and they won't push for this mid lane turret!
The giant minions are on their base. They're taking out the towers. I don't even know if they
can't do anything about it! They have to recall!
They're going for Baron.
3 members going for Baron. Swain's going for the Swain's going for the base save. Oh my gosh, the amount of pressure and the amount of coordination required for these players right now is phenomenal. They're going for this Baron. It's going to be uncontested. They will be able to take it out for free. No one can stop them right now, and they will be able to collect it and perhaps make this their own game. They're bringing this back. They're putting this back in. BDLD was so far ahead, and they got the dragon. They got the soul. There's 1 dragon left.
You know, I don't even think it was.
Dude, there's 1 dragon left. There's 1 dragon left, and they might be able to save. They might be able to save. If they pull the Elder Drake left, if they pull the Elder Drake, it might just be what Prem 1 needs to bring this around.
I think. See, so Botany played that okay. I think it was okay. They took that soul. They were like, okay, we have the soul now. Perfect time to engage a fight if we can do it. And they went to engage a fight. The problem is, they focused down everyone except for the Jax. The Jax got into the backline, annihilated Dante on Caitlyn, and then just from there out, he just wreaked havoc on their entire team. And I think that's something that the problem with Botany's team is their team fight just isn't quite as cohesive. You know, on Prem 1 we have so much tankiness and just so much survivability. You've got a lot of like lifesteal or just like, you know, spell vamp or whatever. And I think you got the Zonyas coming out from Swain, and the team fight just didn't go in their favor. But I don't think it was a terrible idea for them to try. Now they know they can't win a team fight, and they're just going to have to really play on the mistakes of Prem 1. But right now, Prem 1 have Baron, and it's kind of difficult to make too many mistakes with Baron. You just stand there and let the minions do all your work.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of engagement goes down past the turret. They're not willing to fight under it because they're going right past. And there we go. They pick up the tier 1. Finally, 30 minutes into the game, they're pulling back in as well, and they're not willing to fully engage. Neither team wants to go in all the way, and they know that they're just gonna have to give that tier 1 to them. It's way too far gone. They can't engage on it. They can't just. They have to play a little more conservatively.
Yeah, this is they're gonna have to take a step back, but it looks like Prem 1 just have that momentum, and they just want to keep rolling and keep putting that pressure on. They're consistently just pushing, you know, and even when Botany have a slight advantage, you see the Lorax still putting so much pressure on those side lanes, and so even though they may not have made the best decision, they've tried to get something out of it, and the Lorax takes down towers so damn quickly that he's not a threat to be taken lightly. Yeah, this is 267 bomb. He's got a QSS and a stopwatch. That is not something you want to see on a Jax.
You want to see stopwatch.
QSS and a stopwatch. This is gonna be terrifying.
This is like, I don't know. It's kind of memey, but it's also very scary at the same time because you know how effective he's gonna be. He not only has his innate ability where he's gonna just like brush off and dodge every single auto attack you send at him, right? He's gonna have a QSS for any stuns you land on him. And he's gonna have a stopwatch in case all of that fails.
Yep, right? Exactly. Yep. Give us time to recoup.
And then if that fails, he'll just pick up his Zonyas and he'll still scale off it. He'll get armor, he'll get AP, and he'll have a freeze ability whenever he feels like it.
He probably won't go Zonyas. He's probably going GA, right? He'll probably like pick up a GA with the stopwatch. I wouldn't be surprised. And so then he'll have a second life.
Well, I mean, like that's what we're assuming, but we don't really know anymore, right?
That's true. That's true. I like building. It's like building on a Zonyas on a Renekton. What do they call it? The Wizard Lizard.
The Wizard Lizard.
But in this case, it's a. I don't know what rhymes with Jax. Can we get something in chat maybe?
Hacks.
Hacks Jax. There you go. Hacks Jax with the Zonyas.
Well, it looks like they are now getting mobile and they are pushing in with their team. They're waiting to pick up a free kill, and oh my gosh, it might be Danny. He gets rooted, they jump on him, and there we go. He's on at the right time, and perhaps he lands a stun. No, it won't be enough. Bush picks up that kill for himself, and now this is a chance to develop some momentum and try to push for something a little bit stronger for themselves.
Yeah,
Drake is coming back up real soon. We don't have timers, unfortunately, but it does look like we are pushing
mid lane pushing into that inhibitor, and if they're not careful, Botany's actually going to go straight down mid and just grab that. And it looks like Macleans Prem 1 isn't expecting this at all. They're going to get this inhibitor. They have to back.
Yeah, they have to back.
Oh, they're not
pull back here.
Oh, they're falling off. No, they decided. No, they did go back. They're gonna get this. Caitlin's range is just too insane. We've got a Trundle even just to keep Jax off her if necessary. Jax is here by himself though.
What the damage! What? They're flashing for it, and he will get melted. Dante absolutely demolishes Lorax. And there we go. The teleporter to the minion comes in, and it does look like BDLD are trying to end this right now. Here we go. This is it. This is it. We're going for the base. My voice is lost, but you have to excuse me for this as they clean this up. Bunny down.
No way.
Bunny down, lovely dudes. Will secure this for themselves. BDLD secure the 5th game in the most unexpected fashion. Demolishing the carry, demolishing their Jax, taking out the game in a fantastic best of 5 series, back and forth over 5 games wide. And in the last game, what a match!
Wow. That was not how I expected it to end. That crit from Botany oh my gosh, Dante just hitting him for half his HP. I was like, oh no,